Much love. Shout out to the shooters and all the hoopers, but specifically the shooters got something special that we're working on, and that is an efficient shooting resource, similar to what we've put out about jumping and landing programs. This is going to be free, but if you want updates on the progress and to definitely hear when it comes out, email energyefficientbasketball@gmail.com so we can get you on the mailing list for this. But it's in the really early stages and work. But to show you the outline and what's going to be in here, it's based on developing a strong mental understanding of the physical relationships of the ball and flight and gravity and mechanics of our body, so that when we actually program our shooting, we have a really strong mental foundation of what and why for the mechanics that we choose to put into our shot. And from there, we talk about game shooting is the plan. So, to quickly walk through what's going to be in here, the main terms that we're going to look at are arc, range, and accuracy, and look at the mechanics to affect and improve those. So it's looking at accuracy is dependent on range, because if we do not have the range to a 4 spot, we can't even shoot there. Our accuracy is 0. Range is dependent on arc, because even if we can throw it off the front of the rim, if we don't have arc to get it up, over, and in, then our shooting percentage is going to be 0%. So we start with the physics and mechanics of arc. We're going to talk about getting underneath the basketball, release angles, and how gravity is affected in this. And we're going to look at Steph Curry, for instance, because he has nice arc, maybe some other shooters. Then we're going to look at some flat shooters and talk about how to increase, instead of arc, you can use off the glass sometimes, so that's a minor detail. Physics and mechanics of range, we're going to be looking at Kyle Korver's shot and then maybe some other shooters, looking at how you can jump towards the basket, how you can generate your power rotationally by turning through your shot. And I think that those two, we'll talk about one motion shooting in here as well, and hit shooting. So there's going to be lots of stuff in here that's not yet filled in. We're going to talk about physics and mechanics of accuracy, specifically how accuracy is dependent on range and arc. However, what controls accuracy, which is finger mechanics. We're going to be looking at middle finger, index finger, various kind of finger grips, how seams is involved, looking at Steph Curry and Klay Thompson for talking about how to shoot off the dribble. I'll talk about off seams catching, Ray Allen, and basically thoughts on how to practice shooting with the expectation that we won't necessarily get a perfect pass. We're going to skip, then we're going to go to efficient training workouts. This is recommended. You can try this. We'll get into better explanation of the whys, but basically the idea is once we have a strong understanding of the physical relationships, we just want to program in a shot that gives us the most arc, range, and accuracy for the least amount of time. So the purpose of these workouts aren't necessarily volume, but something that you can do to program your shot and do every once in a while to keep your shot fresh, so that you just always have arc, range, and accuracy and don't have to practice too much, so you can work on other aspects of your game or other aspects of your life. So the program, if you want to start now, but we're going to put more in here to explain it. Always end on a make. You could end on repetitive makes like 2 in a row, but it's fine to just in your workout just have one make. Start with deep shots, because this forces you to shoot with arc, range, and accuracy. Move into deep shots, which are otherwise game shots, but are deep and are going to be within your range. And we've already established our arc, our accuracy, and our range. We're going to do set shots, because there's times you catch the ball deep, and if they don't close out, then you can knock down that set shot. And then we're going to move on. And you only need to make one of each of these necessarily. You can do repetitive, but if you just go through as a checklist and knock down one of each, you can get through your shooting workout quick. Catch and shoot moving to the right. You can throw the ball out in front of yourself and catch it, or use a partner. Catch and shoot moving left. Catch and shoot turning right. Catch and shoot moving left. are turning left. So these are if you're popping out, like a pin down, you're popping out on the right wing and you turn left and you shoot, for instance. And then dribble shots, off the dribble moving to the right, off the dribble moving to the left. Big emphasis on lateral movement in this because around the perimeter of the basket, you're not really necessarily moving forward and back. You're moving laterally. But I mean, shooting off of moving forward and step backs, pull ups, such stuff like that are fine too. And maybe we'll put that in here. But again, that depends on the kind of shots you want to be taking in games. So that all depends on game shooting, which we'll get into, but it really depends on this team and what you have to do to be effective on that team. And it's very dependent on positional play. So we'll talk about what could be different strategies and what different shooting styles and play styles there are. So that's basically what it's going to be. As for release time, can't tell you how long. Maybe it gets done really fast. Maybe it takes a while. Plan is to be free. Maybe we'll ask for a optional donation, which hasn't resulted in any money yet, but hell, maybe it will. So again, comment on this or email energyefficientbasketball@gmail.com if you want to get updates on this, and keep your eyes tuned, and we'll get the link out for free at some point. So very exciting. Peace and love to the shooters.